Hey guys, Ryan here with the programming for the first week of January. So keep signing up for the Level Method app. We're not testing this week, but it will be coming in January. The name of the game this week is going to be lots of lifting and lots of shoulders. So let's get right into it. Monday, starting out with that lifting, front squats. So 5 sets of 5. So don't confuse this with working up to a 5 rep max. This is going to be a lot of volume, a lot of work. So we're allotting more time for a full 18 minutes. Going to allow you to get plenty of rest in between your sets of 5. But think about, especially at the higher levels, the blue, purple, and brown, increasing weight. And the other levels, you're going to think about maintaining a good amount of weight, maybe increasing slightly as you're comfortable with this, but you're not working up ultimately to a 5 rep max. You're thinking about how much tonnage can I do over the course of those 5 sets of 5 there. And then we've got an interval workout. This is very similar to a commitment workout, a 1-to-1 work to rest ratio here. So when you're working very hard, especially the wall balls in the row. You even have kind of an additional movement here, or lack of movement, with a hanging knee raise or L-sit or hollow hold to catch your breath. So when you're working with those wall balls, when you're sprinting, when you're rowing, you are sprinting during that minute because you get as much rest in that as you do work, even maybe a little bit more rest with the L-sit there. With the L-sit or the hanging knee raise or hollow hold, you're not going to be working the entire minute there. You'll just be accumulating as many seconds as you can over the course of that minute, working and resting. So when you record this, if you're thinking about giving yourself a score, number of wall balls you get in, number of calories on the rower by the time you're done with this over the 3 rounds, and the number of seconds you're holding that hollow position or that L-sit or hanging knee raise. Extra credit, stuff people love to do, diamond push-ups, tricep extensions. You'll be feeling the supine leg raises and the hollow rocks in this after all those L-sits. And then we'll practice some inversions getting ready for Tuesday. Confidence workout, you got some overlap here with the rowing and the wall balls and even the hollow rocks there. So with the row, but this is going to be not a sprint, this is going to be a steady pace for your 3 minutes of rowing. Single arm kettlebell rack step up, we're going to focus on weight as opposed to the height of the step up. That will be on the lowest boxes. So picking heavy kettlebells there, kettlebells that you'll switch on your own to keep it off the ground for 3 minutes, but you're probably going to switch every 30 to 45 seconds there. We got this 3-minute AMRAP with the wall balls and 5 hollow rocks, so the wall balls stay unbroken. You'll get through this, cycle through this several times between the wall balls and hollow rocks over 3 minutes. Med ball shuffle and lateral shuffle, working on maintaining good back position during those shuffles. And then working on our glutes, some accessory work there with the banded shuffle at the end of the workout. Tuesday, more strength. Weighted pull-up sets of 5, or working at 4 to 6 sets, most likely 5 sets in here, 5 to 8 or 3 to 5 pull-ups or ring rows, whatever you're working out there to work on that pulling strength. Then the workout, we got a lot of shoulders here. It's kind of questionable whether you're going to feel this more in the shoulders or more in your lungs as you're doing a 12-minute AMRAP of dumbbell snatches and some type of advanced push-up progression for you. Looking to get into the round of 16s means 16 alternating dumbbell snatches for the most part, and maybe 8 of those advanced push-up options for you. So probably going to be more shoulders than breathing, but you will get the breathing in with the dumbbell snatches since you're doing twice as many of those compared to your push-ups. Extra credit, we're going to roll out the legs and the hips and also the shoulders after all the shoulder work you already have accumulated this week. And then vitality workout, overlap there between the snatches and the push-ups you see in the workout. So some advanced push-up options there on the 1s. Donkey kicks will be there on the 2s, so getting used to getting upside down. Remember, donkey kicks are always your best looking donkey kicks. Not looking for reps, looking for quality there. Cossack squats, the same thing. Not looking for reps, looking for quality there and trying to increase your range of motion. Between the 1 and the 2 pattern, you'll be able to switch that up a little bit between alternating Cossack squats and just staying on one side for 35 seconds. Same with the dumbbell snatch and the hang dumbbell snatch. Increasing weight through this, but on the 1s, you're doing a dumbbell snatch from the floor, alternating arms. On the 2s, you'll be doing a dumbbell hang snatch from the hang position on a single arm for 35 seconds. So as you increase weight, you should be able to increase weight in both of these movements. Same with the alternating sumo kettlebell row. Love this movement, but it's been a while since we've done this. Holding a good back position and this sumo deadlift type position, but you're actually doing a kind of a bent row at the same time with the kettlebells, allowing you to go heavier through this workout. Ab mat sit-ups is a cash out. We're sprinting through 30 unbroken ab mat sit-ups 3 times, plenty of rest in between there, or scale back to 25 at a time or 20 at a time if you need to. Wednesday, New Year's Day, we've got 3 different 5-minute AMRAPs here with 5 minutes of rest in between. So you're pacing yourself for that row, for the burpee box overs, for the cleans, and the jump rope work there. We'll do essentially the same thing in our stand and our HIIT class as well. And then we'll leave plenty of time to work on and finish our December challenge that day. Finishing up pull-ups, squats, push-ups, and sit-ups. So, like I said, similar thing to Wednesday's HIIT class. Instead of rowing, though, we're biking, but it's still these 5-minute AMRAPs. Because of the size of the class, some of you guys may be working while the other group is resting, get you all the way through, and we'll leave some time for you to finish up your December challenge as well. Thursday, named workout, Chief. So with Chief here, it's 5 3-minute AMRAPs with a 1-minute rest in between those AMRAPs. And the AMRAPs are cycling through cleans, push-ups, and air squats. You should be getting through that sequence at least 3 times each 3 minutes. And then you can get as many as 4 or 5 in sometimes if you're really pushing this. So the amount of rounds you'll get in here is somewhere between 15 and 25 or so by the time you're done with this. If you find yourself not being able to keep up those 3 rounds every 3 minutes, it's probably most likely due to the push-ups, and that's where you'll start scaling for the next round if you have to in order to keep that intensity moving through those 3 minutes. Extra credit, rolling out, a little bit of jogging as well, and then rope climb practice, not really because of any workout coming up later this week, but just for some fun there. And then we have a commitment test. So last time we did this commitment test, if you're looking for it, would have been October 1st. So this is where we do the least amount of work and do the most amount of rest, but it's still a brutal workout here, and you can kind of record your results as well. It's 5 efforts, just 5 efforts of 20 seconds of work and 40 seconds of rest with a full minute of rest in between these movements as well. So you're with a shuttle run, you're recording every time you run 25 feet, and then you run back and record that and back and forth. So you count those 25-foot lengths. Dumbbell push press, we're pushing the weight on here, not the number of reps, but want to keep that dumbbell moving the entire 20 seconds. Depending on where you're at, Fisher's Wheel and stand will kind of depend on how heavy you get to with your rack squats with either kettlebells or dumbbells, or using a kettlebell goblet squat, and then picking the heaviest dumbbells or kettlebells you're used to for that suitcase deadlift. And then we'll stay heavy on the cash out with dumbbell cleans as well. Friday, another 5x5, that strict press. Again, don't expect to work up to a 5-rep max here, but you do a lot of work over those 5 sets of 5. We add in extra time to get an extra rest to make that happen as well. 14-minute AMRAP here. This is a unique workout with a plate press, something we haven't really done before, maybe in some warm-ups with different coaches. And that's full range of motion. That's from the shoulders all the way overhead. So it's a little bit weird. It kind of trains you to get your head out of the way. That last rep, you hold that plate overhead for your front step lunge, and then drop the plate and go for a 400-meter run. So over the course of this, you're not going to accumulate a whole lot of volume, but you will feel the intensity of this, especially going from the plate press to the overhead hold, and from the overhead hold with the lunges to the run. That's all going to start to add up, and the intensity will be higher than you think as you try to make your way through this 14-minute AMRAP. And we'll cool down, arms only rowing, and then cooling out the lats and the triceps after all the shoulder work we're doing this week. Our Friday HIIT class is a partner workout. 2 rounds of 4-minute AMRAPs with 1 minute of rest between these AMRAPs. So normally if you're working for 4 minutes, it's kind of a cardio intention, but because you're partnering this with kind of a static movement, you actually can push the pace on this and make it more like an anaerobic movement, kind of like more like a commitment workout in CBC. So you and your partner, you'll be paired up for the landmine lunges and leg hover. And here you want to make sure you partner with somebody that's going to do the similar weight for that landmine lunge with the barbells. So one person is laying on the ground, their feet are hovering like 6 inches off the ground, kind of like a leg lift. As long as their feet are hovering, the other person can be doing their landmine lunges, knocking out the reps. Once you guys decide to switch movements. You guys will switch and keep doing that through the 4 minutes of work, get a minute of rest. Similar thing for either ball slams in Fishersville or Skeeter and Stanton, while the other person does a dumbbell farmer's hold. And then switch as you need to during the 4 minutes to get the most amount of work done at that ball slam and Skeeter as you can do. And then you'll get a minute of rest and cycle through both of those twice. And we've got to cash out with some more rowing there with our landmine row instead of landmine lunge. Lift class, it's been a little bit since we've done a clean progression in lift class. We're doing a lot of powerlifting in it, so we're doing a lot of powerlifting through the week in CrossFit, so we're going to do some Olympic lifting now in lift class. Working through explosive hip hinge down into the technique of getting heavier with your pulls from the floor. So the idea here is you're going to start with that explosive movement through the hips with your high hang versions of the clean, your hang versions of the clean, work your way down to the full power clean from the floor and work on that technique and then get heavier on that technique. So we're combining those two ideas here today. And then we'll cash out with the run the rack and the bent row and the kettle, with the kettlebells at the end. Your coach will explain what that means. Saturday, deadlift, another 5x5. Again, not working up to a 5 rep max, but getting heavy, lots of volume with the 5x5 there. And then your workout here is very unique. I really like it. It's a 15-minute AMRAP essentially. It's a 15-minute AMRAP essentially, but you start out with kind of a buy-in there with the 5 rounds of pull-ups or ring rows at the beginning with ab mat sit-ups, or you're doing your strict pull-ups, and if you have to break, you're doing ab mat sit-ups. That'll take about half the time, and then you're moving into a kettlebell workout there. We're trying to keep the kettlebell moving. So you're going to probably do, if you're doing a single arm version of the snatch or a single arm Russian kettlebell swing, 5 or 10 reps on each arm and trying to keep it moving. If you're doing the two-handed version of the white, yellow, or orange, you'll want to break up that a little bit because your shoulders will get fatigued, and that's the point of the step-ups. Still going to be breathing heavy, but you won't be able to swing the kettlebells during that AMRAP, during that brief break from your kettlebells. All right. Actually, not quite done. I've got my confidence workout for Saturday left. 2 rounds, 2 minute work, minute of rest. Slam ball, clean and throw, ladder, plank walks. The goblet up downs all lend themselves well to a confidence workout, trying to work the entire 2 minutes without putting the kettlebells down, without coming out of your plank positions, trying to keep the ball moving. And then the little twist here is the 5 ring row, 5 kettlebell swing AMRAP. So with only 2 minutes of work between those two movements and cycling through them, you're going to pick your very hard ring rows there and probably a heavier kettlebell than you're used to as well, especially in the confidence workout. And then we'll practice our balance and strengthening our hip flexors with the scale practice at the end. All right, see you guys at the gym this week.